It's so good to be here. This is my 8th year at LinkedIn, and this is my 6th Talent Connect. And one of the things I love about being here is that for me, this is so much more of it's more like a reunion than a conference. Yesterday, I got to hang out with John Phillips and Ed Nathanson and Lou Adler, Carrie Yarno. I mean, really, it is a gathering of the world's best minds anywhere in talent acquisition. And for me, it's such a privilege to be here and share that with all of you. I got to admit, there was some hugging going on yesterday. Is anyone else here a hugger like me? I'm a big hugger. Cool. In the prior years, I've had a chance to talk about a lot of things at Talent Connect. One of the things that I've shared is about best practices in talent brand building, about some of the major trends in the last 100 years of recruiting. Or for those of you that have been here before, you may have seen me at the party at night wearing my LinkedIn jacket. And for those of you that are wondering, I actually don't get paid extra to wear it, and it in fact does have light up LEDs built into it. I may have brought it. I'll see you later. See you later tonight. In the last year at LinkedIn, I've actually made a career change. I've moved from running the talent solutions business and serving all of you to joining the R&D team as a product leader to help reinvent and rethink how LinkedIn helps professionals all over the world find their next job. And the interesting thing is, despite the fact that so many professionals everywhere think of LinkedIn as this place to advance their career, helping people actively search for jobs hasn't never been a priority. And, as we think about the vision of the company to connect talent with opportunity for every member of the global workforce, we really need to start with helping people land a job. And the hard part about it for me personally is it's actually my fault. It's my fault because in the interest of focus, our strategy always started with helping all of you connect with that elusive passive candidate, and that's always what we thought about first. But we need to think about our vision, we need to execute against that at scale. And so over the last year with Focus, we've been able to improve our recommendation technology and some of our mobile assets to deliver a 70% increase in applications to jobs on LinkedIn. But rather than talk to you about how we did that, I'd like to talk to you about where we're going. Because we have the most ambitious roadmap in the company's history of actually helping people find their next gig. So I'm going to share with you 2 themes that are flavors of how the product's going to evolve and launch in the next couple months. The first is about people. And recruiting in its heart, it's a people business. Making a change in your career is a huge decision, and part of our job as recruiters is to help people through that process. We get on the phone, and we build rapport, and we figure out that person's hopes and their dreams, and hopefully there's a fit. But for the job seeker, I gotta be honest, the process can seem incredibly impersonal. And it starts with our job descriptions, which do a great job of being descriptive. But as you go from job description to job description, it really risks feeling flat, sterile, and kind of the same as you go from company to company. I don't know about you, but when I think about what makes my job amazing, these aren't the words that I'd use. Think about it for a second. Think about those moments in your job where you feel truly connected to the kind of work that you're doing, to the cause, sense of purpose. What do you think about? I think about people. I think about sharing a laugh with Marcella after a meeting that we worked so hard the night before on and felt really good that it went so well. I think about being on stage with Tammy in front of 3,000 of our fellow colleagues celebrating this great moment where she's being recognized. I think about being in London with David and Wade and Tejal and literally having fake snow fall on us at this event that we hosted. I think about my son Ethan and introducing him to all the people I work with day in and day out at our annual soccer game. And I think about how lucky I am to get to go to work with Brian, who's one of my closest friends, and we get to work together. How cool is that? It's always been about the people. And job seekers know that. That's why 89% of people, when they're in their job search as professionals, They reach out to their closest friends and their colleagues and their network when they got to figure out what the next move is. So we just need to figure out how to bring that magic directly into the product. And luckily for LinkedIn, we have the data and the technology to make it happen. So let me tell you how this is going to work. I'd like to introduce you to Stacy. Stacy works in New York. She's a designer. She's gainfully employed, but she's been doing it for a while, and she's ready for a change. And so she starts doing some research. She goes to Google, maybe, some design-focused websites, and of course, LinkedIn. But there's two questions that are on her mind. She wants to figure out a job that she can get and a job that she can love. And so she stumbles upon this job at a company called Greenleaf, and she starts reading through the job description. And she realizes that actually this job description is pretty close to the kind of thing that she would be interested in. The responsibilities feel about right, feels like a job that she'd be good at. So she gets curious. And then the questions start building. Do I know anyone who works there? Am I the kind of person that they would be fired up about? And who would I work with if I actually got the job? As it turns out, the answers to all those questions are deeply embedded in the LinkedIn economic graph. So we just got to bring them to the surface so that job seekers can really navigate and find that job that they can love and they can get. So let me show you the kind of things we're going to be able to do. We're going to show Stacy that actually she has connections at the company. We're going to show her that Greenleaf has a history of hiring people from her current employer, even for her department. We're going to show Stacy the fact that they have a history of hiring people from her school, fellow alumni. So not only does Stacy feel connected, but what we're going to be able to do is to get Stacy to get excited about the jobs where you're going to be most excited about her. We're giving her a sense of where she's going to be most appreciated and hopefully where she'll thrive the most. The other insight we're going to be able to show to Stacy, and I think this is super cool, we're going to be able to show her people that she might work with if she got the job. These are people with the title, in the location, at the company she's looking at for the job she's checking out. Super cool. So it's all about bringing these things together into a seamless experience that helps members think about how to make that right next transition. So let me show you the product. This product will be rolling out over the next couple months to all of our members. It's a redesigned jobs page. I think it's beautiful. At the very top, we're going to be able to integrate imagery that you have from your career page. And of course, Stacy's going to get a chance to check out the title and the location and when it was posted, all the standard information. But right at the top, Stacy's going to know instantly her first question. Do I know anyone that works at Greenleaf? She has 3 connections. She has a connection in the department that she's actually trying to get that job in. So as she gets excited, she scrolls down the page, and she realizes that Greenleaf actually has a history of hiring people from her current employer and from her school. And then as she keeps going, she realizes that she has a chance to browse through people with the job that she might be able to get if she landed this. And she's going to learn about Kyle. And she's going to learn about Raj. And she's going to learn about Kaylee. And what's cool about that is that rather than show her broad statistics about the company, she's going to get a feel for the texture of the kinds of people. Some of them might be like her. Some of them might be actually skilled in things she's never known about. That would be inspiring. So cool. And then now that she's got a chance to understand the job and how she's connected and the team, she can go down even further and learn about the company's talent brand by integrating the career page content directly into the experience. So we're going to be able to turn that flat job description into a living, breathing, personal experience that Stacy can have. And we're going to take it one step further. Now that we actually have all these insights to work with, we're going to use them to draw Stacy to the right jobs. This is an example of how we're going to show Stacy jobs that have these special characteristics that make her connected to them. This is an example of 39 jobs at companies that have a history of hiring people from her employer, or from her school, or where she has a connection. And we're going to build upon these flavors to make sure that she's always seeing those jobs where she has a real connection. So that's the first theme, bringing people directly into the job-seeking experience and making it personal. I want to tell you about the second theme. And this is a game that we like to play on the product team. Create your favorite button. I want you to imagine that you could make a button that could do anything to solve a problem that you often face in your life. What kind of button would you make? Okay, I'd make the shh button. You're talking to someone, and they just keep talking, and you wish they would stop talking, and you shh. I mean, you probably had that moment this morning. I mean, it's a common use case, right? The shh button. I have 3 small kids at home. I don't know what I would pay for the go to sleep button. Right? Unfortunately, we don't have that button, but I mean, it would be priceless. We're building the I'm ready for something new button, a way for professionals all over the world, when they're ready, to privately signal that they want to put themselves on the market. Raise of hands, who here is ready to leave their employer and join a new job? That's why we're not putting it on the profile. So what we're doing is we're going to allow people to hit this button in the jobs experience and to use that moment to not just understand that they're interested, but what they're interested in. Are they open to relocation? Would they consider temporary work? Were they interested in a new industry or a new job function? And we're going to take all that data and funnel it via Recruiter to all of you at the employers where they're likely to be interested. Not visible to their employer, it's a private signal, but something that officially says, you know what, I'm good at my job, I'm ready for something new. So in closing, I'm incredibly excited about the roadmap. I'm so glad that as a company, we are focusing incredibly on this idea of helping every member of the global workforce advance their career, starting with jobs. We're going to launch more product in the next 12 months than we have in the last 12 years. And we're going to start to do it to 2 core themes: humanizing and personalizing the job seeker experience, and allowing people to hit that button and say, you know what, I'm ready for something new.